Well, as promised, Dave Foley is with us. In fact, you were in the studio watching your friend Ashley McIsaac.
Yes, I was very excited to be
He
here.
left you this bow as a souvenir.
I know, and he didn't even wreck it that much.
No,
Really
he says he's really calming down. Now, you actually listen to Ashley when you're sitting in the makeup trailer.
Yeah, we've been listening to the Hair on the Movie and thing. Paul Elliott brought in Ashley's album. We've been listening to it a lot and in the makeup truck in the morning, sort of get our blood going.
Now, you're in a bit of a break here from news radio because you...
Almost broke my ankle.
Did you do this deliberately? Is this how you get time off?
No. If I even joke about that, I'll wind up being sued.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
No, I was just doing a scene where I had to jump into a trash dumpster. Yeah. And I got a little overzealous and did sort of a flip and overestimated the size of the dumpster and cracked my ankle against the end of it. And so everyone got 3 days off.
So you're shooting this. You've had 2 successful seasons. They've picked it up for the 3rd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's this is kind of for you the classic kid dream come true. I mean, here's the kid in the hall who says, "If I could have any wish."
Yeah, it would be to not be unemployed. And it's worked out nicely.
That somebody would come, though, and say that it was folks from the Larry Sanders Show and whatnot, and come to you and say, "Here, have your own sitcom."
Well, that was like an ideal scenario, because Larry Sanders was like pretty much one of my favorite show on TV.
Yeah.
And
it happened.
It did happen. Yeah, oddly enough, my wife sort of predicted it.
Really?
Because there was another show I was being offered that I wasn't sure about, but as time wore on, I started thinking about taking it, and in fact, did eventually take it.
Yeah.
But right before that, my wife said, "Well, you know, what if you take this show, and 24 hours later, someone from the Sanders Show calls and wants to do a show with you?" Which is precisely what happened. 24 hours later, Paul Sims called me, who was the executive producer of Larry Sanders, and offered me a show, and I had to say no, sorry. But luckily, I got fired from the other show.
So it all worked out.
Yes, yes.
Now, when you are part of this kind of sitcom team, is it difficult to forfeit all of the kind of creative control you guys had when you were kids in the hall?
Not in this setting, just because I trust the people that do have all that creative control.
Yeah.
And they give the entire cast a lot of input into the show.
So you say my character wouldn't do that, or he would do this, or...
No, I just storm off the set a lot.
You don't.
Oh, yeah.
You're temperamental talent?
Yeah. No. We just it's one of the things where they just come down and while we're rehearsing, we're encouraged to, if there's something that isn't really working, we're encouraged to just try changing it, come up with something new. And then at the end of the day, Paul Sims and the writing staff all come in and watch what we've done, and if they like anything we've changed, they write it into the script the next day, or they take what we've done and adapt it.
And you do it again, or?
And then the next day it's the whole new show. Every day is a new script.
All right. Well, let's take a look at Dave Foley in his hit series, News Radio, on NBC on Sunday night.
Okay.
Have you ever taken naked pictures of yourself?
Mom, I'm gonna have to call you back. Sorry, you were saying?
Have you ever had a girl send you naked pictures of herself?
Sure.
Who?
Elizabeth. No, you know Elizabeth. I've told you about her. You know, she was the Dukakis supporter.
Oh, right. That was learning how to play bass so she could start a band.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a more sexually adventurous relationship than we have?
God, no. Lisa, come on. Mom, we've had sex in this office so many times. I'm thinking of having a mirror put on the ceiling.
Yeah. But, I mean, isn't that just sort of the same thing over and over and over again? I mean, maybe we should try something new?
Okay, I know. I'm going to go photocopy my ass, and I'll fax it to your laptop, then maybe we can get on with our lives. What do you say, huh?
You don't have to be sarcastic, Dave.
I know. I just find it helps when you're being insane.
Hey, that show's damn racy.
It is very racy.
I'm kind of offended.
Do you talk about sex every Sunday night?
It's on Sunday of all days.
On Sunday of all.
That's just wrong. I got to go speak at Congress.
Great co-stars you've got. You work with another fellow Canadian, Phil Hartman, of course.
Brantford-born.
Yeah, Brantford-born, Saturday Night alumnus. And
yeah.
So is that fun? What is it like when you get all you comedians and...
It's a lot of fun. Our set's very unruly. It's, I think someone sort of described it as like a 7th grade class when the teacher's out of the room. and pretty much everyone just You can never, it drives people mad because no one ever shuts up on our set. It's like pretty much people are just talking right up to the point someone shouts action.
Now, certainly Phil isn't the jerk that Phil plays.
No, not at all. He's a completely different jerk. No, Phil's a great guy. He's like a lot of fun to work with.
Well, now,
And challenging, very
Phil,
challenging.
I think Phil's on the line.
Phil, is he?
Phil, are you on the line?
Will not shut up. Nobody in our cast is going to shut up, just like Dave said.
Phil Hartman is on the line. Are you in Los Angeles?
I'm in beautiful California out here in Bikini Beach territory.
How's it going? How's Arnold Schwarzenegger doing?
Arnold's terrific. He sends his love.
You're doing a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, how unreal is this universe we live in?
Yeah, and Phil's the heavy.
In the movie. Now, Dave was just saying that you were a jerk to work with.
And I'm darn proud of it, Pamela, I must say.
You guys really have fun like that on the set. I mean, is it nice having another young upstart Canadian there with you?
Oh, it's terrific. I mean, this is the happiest set I've ever worked on. What do you think, Dave?
I agree.
It's a fabulous place on both sides, and I share Dave's respect for our brain, Paul Sims. Dave is the heart of the show. He is truly magnificent, and when he left the kids in the hall, a lot of people said he just couldn't do it. They said that take away the women's clothing, the false eyelashes, lipstick, etc. Dave couldn't cut it, and clearly he's proven he can. So I say, darn the naysayers and darn them to heck, frankly. Don't you agree, Dave?
I agree. And I want to say that Phil is the liver of our
I was going to say, if you're the heart...
I know how to live, and I don't apologize for it.
Why has the show been such a hit, Phil?
I just think it's good writing merged with good performing. Same old thing. And, we all feel blessed, I'm sure, to get the quality of material we get. And everybody delivers. This is an ensemble show in the truest sense, in as much as everybody can go out there and swat them out of the park, to use the American vernacular.
Which I'm sure you've adopted easily.
Well, of course, I'm a survivor.
If they pay you the big bucks, right?
Hey, Dave, how's your summer?
Huh?
How's your summer?
My summer's going very well.
Family's good?
Instead of working out, everyone's well. Yeah, enjoying. It's finally just turned summer in Toronto. It's been horrible till
yesterday.
Today. Yeah.
Dave lives in a very unique neighborhood. He tells me that it's rural-ish but hip. You kind of got to keep the cows away from the mimes.
Yes. Yeah, there are cattle in front of the house.
So you guys will be back for another season, you think? You'll let them back on the set, Phil?
Yeah, sure. As
Even
long
when
as
you
the
come back from
paperwork
your...
is in order.
I mean, you might blow me out of the 2 shots, but...
Well, after he comes back from working with Schwarzenegger, who knows?
I know.
All right.
Oh,
Phil,
don't
thank
worry.
you.
You're not building up, are you?
Pummeled in this movie.
Thanks very much for talking with us tonight, Phil. That's great.
Great hearing from you, Phil.
I told you I'd check in, didn't I, Dave?
Yes. So
Have a good one, y'all.
We'll see you in a month or so.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Phil Hartman, another Canadian who also stars along with Dave Foley in News Radio. It sounds like you guys
Phil
really...
is performing with John Allen Cameron tonight, right?
I think that's it, in Lunenburg. That's the whole point. That's
Because Phil is a brilliant step dancer.
Oh, you think so? Well, so are you, of course. You've got this phony excuse, though, about the...
my sprained ankle.
All right, we're going to take a short break. In fact, you can take a look here at Dave Foley and Phil Hartman, and we'll be right back after this.
So maybe there's such a thing as over-rehearsing. You think of that?
Tonight is important to me, Dave. Don't you understand? I've been writing my speech for months.
Just relax.
How can I relax? You're going to suck the air out of the room before I even get a chance to speak.
Well, thank you for boosting my confidence.
Screw your confidence. You're going down in flames tonight, and I'm going to end up with a face full of smoke and soot. No, you settle down. You settle down.
Stop screaming at me.
No, you stop screaming at me.
Phil, you are the most selfish, insecure, egotistical freak it has ever been my misfortune to work with. He is the most selfless, humble, and confident man it has ever been my pleasure to work with.
Dave Foley, star of News Radio. You just laugh looking at you and Phil in that.
Well, now I'm free to. During the scene, I wasn't allowed to laugh at Phil. But now
And
I
it
can
must be
enjoy it.
difficult.
It's very hard. There's almost always at least one scene in every episode where I'm physically in pain, facially, trying to look severe at Phil.
Now, is that a very different kind of humor and comedy than you did, the Kids in the Hall kind of?
I guess it's sort of different. I mean, obviously, I guess a sitcom is completely different sort of I guess, genre, for lack of a
But
more
you guys
exciting
weren't
word.
cracking up on the set all the time for
With the kids?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we used to break each other up all the time
Yeah.
when we were shooting, especially in the live show. You know, there'd always be moments where we crack.
So you're used to that, working in that kind of a...
Yeah, this is like, that's one of the really comfortable things about doing news radio. It's like, it's great to go from one ensemble to another.
Yeah.
Where, you know, where you're working with people that can, you know, everyone in the show can make you laugh at any given moment.
Now, what's it like? You're just currently shooting a new movie called The Wrong Guy, which you also wrote.
Yeah, co-wrote. Yeah.
Co-wrote as well. And, I mean, is this another, as you try and recreate that circumstance over and over again with just people that you like?
Yeah, that's kind of what I hope to do with the rest of my life, is just keep working with people that I think are really funny, that I like hanging out with.
Yeah.
Which so far I've been able to do. Yeah, I wrote this with Jay Cogan, who was one of the principal producer writers on The Simpsons, and David Higgins, who is right now he's one of the stars of Ellen.
Yeah.
And he used to be in a group called Higgins, Boyce, and Gruber that were like one of the best sketch groups going.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like great fun.
And David Steinberg's
David
involved.
Steinberg is directing it.
And this is a Paragon movie, and John Flan's another Canadian.
Yeah.
So you went and pitched him. Did you?
Yeah, it was. We sort of went to our all the three of us went to our agent Gavin Florin. He set up a meeting with John Slan in L.A. And this was actually this was like 2 years ago almost now.
Yeah.
And
Takes that long to get a project on.
yeah, well, I wasn't free to do it last year because I was shooting the Kids in the Hall movie on the hiatus.
Right.
So we.
Now, I have to ask you about that. What kind of experience was that? Because I know there was a lot of, as they say, creative tension
Yeah.
on the set.
Yeah, that's our MO though. At the Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
There was always creative tension. Sometimes creative tension. By creative tension, that means fighting, right?
That means
a lot
fighting.
of infighting.
Yeah, it seems to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was always. But we were like that from from the very first club show we ever did. We fought like dogs for the whole week, and then show night comes along and we get along great.
The issue seemed to be, in part, you know, you breaking away from, and Phil mentioned it, you know, could you really cut it without the women's dresses and the false eyelashes? I mean, he's kidding. But that was part of it, that you need to go into your own character.
Oh, you mean in terms of the movie or in terms of news radio?
Yeah, and just moving on in that sense.
I think it was, I guess since I had moved on, I had a new job, a new day job. But that wasn't really so much an issue. It was more just in terms of timing, and you know, that I think the movie came along at a time when all of us were on edge.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the thing about Kids is that I don't know how many characters you had, but dozens. I mean, even in the movie you played dozens. Whereas here you are every week when you're shooting news radio, you're the same guy.
Yeah, that's nice.
Do you like that?
It means a lot less time in the makeup chair. That's
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Especially doing the studio shows for the kids. Some nights, by the end, after doing like playing a woman in one sketch, a man in the next sketch, a woman in the next sketch. By the end of the night, you'd have like
You're exhausted.
10 strata.
We have this shot of you as Isabella Rossellini, which it's just a still. I gather you were on Conan O'Brien doing this, sitting right beside her.
Yes, they brought out a wig on air and that they'd cut to look like Isabella's, so they could compare us.
Can we actually see this? Oh, there. I mean, that is stunning.
Well, this came about because of the Conan thing. I did the Conan.
I mean, this is Dave Foley, folks, just
Yeah.
in case you had any.
I'm a very beautiful woman.
You are a beautiful woman, it's true.
An exceptionally average man, but a beautiful, beautiful woman. So that
Our producer upstairs wants to know if you ever wanted to date yourself. Were you that?
There were a couple of things. There's a character named Jocelyn, a French-Canadian hooker, that first time I got made up for that, and at the end of the night, I was a little sad to take the wig off and wash off the makeup, because I kind of liked her. Yeah, and that one, our makeup and hair people became obsessed after I did the Conan thing. We must have spent thousands of dollars perfecting that makeup and hair. And when they first showed it in studio, they showed the film piece that we did in front of the live audience, and there was an audible gasp from the studio audience. It was like that moment when Grace Kelly comes on in Rear Window.
I felt so beautiful.
Well, we're going to take a short break, and just for all of you folks who want to experience a little nostalgia, here's Dave Foley as a kid in the hall.
Girls, is there anybody for me tonight? Not yet, Ruby. It's tomorrow night, eh? I don't want to put any unnecessary pressure on you, but I'm sort of running out of adrenaline. Breathing is getting kind of hard.
We'll see what we can do, Rudy.
Thanks, girls. I'll check in in a half an hour.
Dave Foley, the star of News Radio and, of course, a former Kid in the Hall with us tonight. What is it like being a big Canadian actor in a big American sitcom?
Well, aren't all big American sitcoms starring Canadians now?
I think so.
I think everything on NBC is anyway.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't know, it's just fun. It's just, LA's a nice place to be working.
Yeah.
Probably the worst place on earth to not be working.
Yeah.
But if you're there doing something you like, it's not bad.
Now, this notion of Canadians as nice guys, you know,
Yeah.
the kinds of characters, there's Paul Gross, and there's, you know, the late John Candy and all, and here you are, you're yet another sweet, kind, young, innocent Midwestern boy,
Yeah.
brought in to run this, you know, radio station in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Does it, I mean, is that our character? Why does that keep happening?
Yeah, well, I think we're considered nice. We're
Yeah.
probably more passive-aggressive, you know. So that our national motto is, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly.
But, yeah, I guess it does seem to be true. There is that Canadians do seem obsessed with not offending anyone and not, you know, and being polite, making sure everyone in the room is comfortable.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, an American doesn't really think about that when they walk into a room.
Do you find yourself doing that?
Being Canadian,
Mhm.
I found myself being very Canadian, especially when I'm away.
Especially
Becoming
in
very
LA.
conscious of it, yeah.
I think, I mean, when we were in LA last year doing the program, or last season, we got that sense. The Canadians all said that they, in a sense, felt more Canadian there.
Oh, yeah, you become very, very conscious of the
The
differences,
differences.
you know.
Have you got the great definition yet? Have you figured out what it is that separates us?
The great definition? No, not really. It's hard to define. It's just an intangible sense of feeling freakish when you're there.
Yeah.
You know, like this.
So you're there 7 or 8 months, but you don't have to really, you can be a success without being part of that sort of
Yeah.
scene.
You ever see that movie with Roy Finnis where he wakes up in a parallel universe, and the only difference is that there are 2 moons? Living in LA is a little bit like that, except you can't quite find that other moon. You know there's something wrong.
Yeah.
You know that you don't quite belong, but everything seems normal. You know.
And it's not quite.
No.
Now, how...
Except the puck glows. That's a problem.
Yeah, does it?
The puck glows. on
And what do you
American-
play, hockey?
I know. Well, when you
watch
have
it.
to watch it on Fox down there.
Right.
And it's this glowing puck with a comet trail. It's very distressing.
Now, do you think, now live in L.A. essentially to continue to be a success?
I guess for the most, at least for the next little while, while doing news radio.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of my hope is to keep doing what I'm doing right now, which is to do the show there and try to generate things
Some
that I
other
can
projects.
do back home whenever I can. Like, you know, working this summer. So far the plan's working.
Yeah, doing the movie.
Yeah, I'm back here doing the movie, and then, you know, hopefully I'll get to do that again next spring.
And it's kind of important to keep both those credits going at the same time, which is, yes, I can write the movie and star in it, and yes, I can do the sitcom, and keep sort of saying there's range.
Yeah, just to keep inflating my ego, if for no other reason.
What's your family think about all of this?
So far I haven't let them know about it.
They just don't watch NBC,
Yeah,
is that
they still think I'm working at the Pizza Hut. No, they're proud. I think they're pleased by it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're still astonished. They never thought I was funny, so they're a little surprised by all of that.
Were you funny when you were a kid?
I was, but no one seemed to notice in my family.
Just in your own little mind you were
I
funny.
I keep thinking, no, I was a funny kid. And they said, no, you weren't. You know, I thought I was.
And did you start out, I mean, you were in art school for...
I was in alternative school. I was in
Yeah.
an alternative high school.
Yeah.
It was kind of a neo-hippie high school.
Your call or your parents' call?
Mine. It was actually my brother had gone there in like early 70s, and from that point on, I wanted to go to this hippie school as soon as I was old enough.
So has that given you the edge? I mean, is that the source of...
That's where I started doing comedy.
Yeah.
I started writing stand-up there, and started going out to Yuck Yucks and trying it out. And so that's like where I don't think I'd have ever really had the nerve to go out and start if I hadn't been in that school. So,
That's interesting. So you just did it. I mean, you went down to Yuck Yucks and stood up there in front of the crowds and...
Yeah, I started writing it as a creative writing project for credit at C School, and then I figured that rather than writing an exam, I'd just go out and perform in a nightclub.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I got a credit for it. So
Those were the days in
yeah.
school.
Oh yeah. You know, between that and the red wine, it was a great school.
What's your favorite character? I mean, I know you're still young in this, but when you look back.
On the kids, stuff I did in the
Yeah.
Kids in the Hall?
Or?
I don't know. I'm very fond of the Mr. Heavyfoot stuff. So, which is just, I don't know if you know those. There was just a guy who was unusually affected by gravity in his feet. And I just sort of like the goofiness of that and the simplicity of it.
We better not tell Ashley about that one, about that character.
Yeah.
Well, it's a real pleasure to have you on the program, and it sounds like everything's going very well. Best of luck.
I'm very fortunate right now. Yeah.
With the new movie. That'll be out when?
I think maybe February or March.
Yeah. Well, now, if you're around next week, you'll want to tune in for this, because on a week from tonight, our final program this season, Frank Schuster.
I will be tuning in.
Yeah.
I love Frank Schuster.
Did you grow up watching?
Yeah, Wayne and Schuster shows. I watched all of them, and it was a real thrill when we first started doing the Kids in the Hall show, and Frank came down to the studio to say hi and wish us well.
Oh, that's great. Well, Frank Schuster will be with us next Friday. Also next week, Margaret Visser, that anthropologist of everyday life, will be here to talk about vacations, which everybody's thinking about now. On Wednesday, Judith Maxwell, along with our political pundits, they will all take a look at the new world of work and workfare, all of those things. On Tuesday, a fascinating man, Fraser Mustard, one of the smartest men in this country, who will be talking about kind of the new high-tech revolution that's on and how our lives are really going to be impacted and changed by that. And Monday night, coming up, Ice-T, who's a very interesting, provocative rapper, along with the Newfoundland group Great Big Sea. So have a great weekend, and our thanks to you, Dave Foley.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Bye-bye.
While in Toronto, guests of Pamela Wallin Live stay at Novotel Center, located in the heart of the city.
For athletes around the world, the hard work